Welcome back, guys. And today we are looking at the discovery phase. And this is going to be the majority of the messaging process, really. We've been looking at the openers and moving poster DMs and the start of the things, but this is going to be the bulk of the messaging process. And with the discovery phase, essentially what we're doing is learning more about your clients, about your leads. And we're going to come back to three things that we want to discover. And the three things we want to discover in this discovery phase before we move on to the invitation phase or seeing how we can help them, invite them into anything. First of all, we need to understand these three things about your lead or your prospect. Number one is the situation. This is essentially where they are right now, what's going on for them right now. And with this will come their problems, their pain points, and essentially, guys, what's going on is that your ideal clients have scenarios in their everyday life that they can no longer tolerate. This is their hell. How they feel about themselves when they look down and see the number on the scales, when they look at themselves in the mirror, the way that their husband or partner no longer desires them, the the scared feeling that they get knowing that their father passed away at from a heart attack at 62, and they're coming on to mid 50s now, and they're still at that weight and still in the really high risk, and may not have the opportunity to see their grandkids grow up. These are the situations that are playing out in these people's lives that they can no longer tolerate, that they want to change. This is their hell. So we really want to understand the situation. And as we're going to look at, it's people buy emotionally. So oftentimes it's not enough to really just take a logical or mind-based answer, if you will. If someone says they want to lose 30 pounds, what we want to understand is why that's the goal. So if someone says to you, I want to lose 30 pounds, help invite them to go deeper into why that is. What's the emotional reason behind that? So, number one, the situation, where they are right now, the situations that they can no longer tolerate, that they want to change in their life. The second part is the vision. And the vision is what they want instead, where they want to be, the goal, if you will. So we've got the situation, we understand where they are right now. And it may be that they uh, X amount of weight, or they're wanting to lose weight. And first of all, what we're going to can understand is, you backing up, guys. It may not flow in your conversations that you go from number one, number two, number three. They may be jumbled up in the order. For example, you may find out first of all where their vision is, and then come back to the gap and to come back to the current situation. But these things are the three clear points that you must get before you invite someone to the next phase, to a call, the next phase. So coming back to that, we've got the situation. We also want to understand the vision of what they are wanting, how much weight they want to lose, and why they want to lose that weight. Once again, people buy emotionally, so it's the emotion attached to that answer or to that response, which we'll get into later about the scripting. So we've got the situation, where they are, essentially their hell. We've got the vision, what they are wanting, their dream or their heaven, their goal, and why they are wanting that. And then we have the gap, why they aren't there, the block, the obstacle, if you will. Some of the things they've tried before, how confident are they to get there? This is essentially the reason why they're not there now. Guys, so these are the three things, and then we get to move on to the next phase. But I really want to drill this next part home, and is that as coaches, you get paid to solve problems. So what we're doing is, if we are seeing if they have a problem that you can solve, or at least help improve. And oftentimes, and I know I was really here myself when I first started out coaching, was that I thought it was about my coaching. I thought it was about the nutrition. I thought it was about the workouts. I thought that's what people cared about. This periodization, this block, this nutrition, this type of diet, this and this and this, all this new skills about mindset, and it's all about this and this and this. People don't pay for coaching. No one, stays up in the middle of the night. It's like, oh, I need a coach. I need a coach. All I need is a coach. That doesn't keep people up at night. People aren't going to sleep dreaming of coaching. What they are missing out on sleep, or keeping them awake at night, is the problems that they have. So it's not so much about you and the coaching. It's not so much about the coaching and what's involved in the coaching. What it is about is helping them solve problems. to be able to help them solve the problems that they have, which is really what you get paid for, you first of all have to understand what the problem is in as much specific detail as possible, where they give you specific examples and scenarios of how being 30 pounds overweight is affecting them. And you invite them to share that. You invite them to be honest with where they're at, because people make a decision to change after they've told themselves the truth about what's going on. So until they tell themselves the truth about what's going on, they're not going to make a change to move forward. Okay, so this is a money-making concept, guys. And look, I spent years thinking it was all about how much I knew and about my qualifications, and this is what people care about: the qualifications and the coaching and the periodizations and blah 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 blah. No, people have problems that they're looking for a solution for. They have problems. They have this hell that they're trying to get out of. It's not so much about the coaching. The coaching is the vehicle that gets them there. But we really want to understand the problems and understand that you guys, as coaches, solve problems. So first of all, we have to understand what the problem is, and then we can look at how we can solve them. So once we get these three things, guys, then we can kind of understand, hey, might be to help. Maybe it's one of these few things. It's a resource, it's a tidbit at that time, a follow-up or a call, or a combination of the few. But understanding these three things, where they are right now, where they want to be, and what's stopping them from getting there is the key to moving on to the next phase, which is offering them a resource or a call, potentially. So, guys, key reminders for this discovery process. That's fine. What we're hoping to do is, coming back to the drive process, is we're going to be using reflective language, question-based selling. And the reason why we do that is because we're helping people come to their own understanding and make decisions for themselves. This is a collaborative together process. Instead of you pushing them towards something or pushing them somewhere else or making them feel guilty or bad about something, it's like a more of like a combative type selling, which some people still do. It doesn't feel right for me. But essentially question-based selling, where we're using reflective language and we're guiding them towards something in a together process. This is very much helping them to come to their own understanding and their own decisions about making a change or not for themselves. But this is a collaborative together process, and that you guys are coming to together. So all we're doing is seeing if they have a problem you can solve. This is part of the discovery process, seeing if they have a problem that you can solve and how you might be able to help. And remembering that people buy emotionally. So we're inviting them to go into the pain. Often this is maybe one of the biggest roadblocks that I see why people don't make sales and allow their prospects to stay stuck, is that they don't invite them to go into the pain enough. And this is often, candidly, this was me at the start of my coaching, where I didn't really feel comfortable in asking some questions that brought up emotion for other people, because I didn't want to see them be upset. I wasn't comfortable yet. Now I'm very comfortable in that place, and oftentimes it can do a real disservice to someone if you actually don't invite them to be honest with where they're at, or they're honest with their situation, because that's in some ways enabling them to continue what they're doing. So part of the coaching process, and sales is just a part of the coaching process, is inviting them to be honest with where they're at, going into the pain, asking questions like, okay, so how is that affecting you? How is being 40 pounds overweight affecting you? And then it shows up. They will share with you if they're ready to do that and go into it. But if you invite them to a call or something else before you've actually gone into the pain or the problem, or even understand what it is, and have them connect to what it is, most likely they won't move forward with you. Remember that you get paid to solve problems. So work out what the problem is. The problems are that these people are facing. Discover the situation, the hell that they're in right now, the scenarios that are playing out in their life that they can no longer tolerate, the vision that they have for themselves in their life, and the gap, the block that is there. So in the next video, guys, we're going to be looking at the scripting, the exact words to say in this discovery process. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.